Hi, thank you for watching. So if you've arrived at this video, then it's likely that you're possibly considering your A-level options and thinking about maybe doing religious studies. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a little bit of information about A-level RS and hopefully dispel a few myths that are around as well. So here we go. I always like to start with these two quotes from two very different people. So we've got John Kerry, who's a very senior US politician, and also Freddie Flintoff, former cricketer and Top Gear presenter. But what they're both saying is that knowing about religion in depth is a very, very important body of knowledge. And I particularly want to focus on what John Kerry says, basically that if he had his time again, he would major in religion, because religion is woven into history, into politics, into society, into culture. It intersects with almost every aspect of human life. So I really struggle with the idea that religion somehow isn't relevant to the world of work, or that having the skills that religious studies gives you isn't useful in today's world. I think that's completely wrong, and hopefully I'm going to help you understand why. So I want to start by talking about skills, really, because obviously when you're picking your A-levels, you're thinking about the future, you're thinking about what you might want to go on and study or do, or what career you might want to have. And I really want to bring to your attention these very transferable skills that you get from religious studies. And in many ways, these have nothing to do with the fact that we're studying religion. Religion is just the medium through which they're going to develop. So interpersonal skills, communication and literacy skills, analytical and critical thinking skills. There's a huge body of research that says that this is what employers want. They're more interested very often in what you can do rather than what you've studied. And I'll say more about that when we talk about careers. But the second point down, you'll learn more about human nature and society than in any other subject. I really believe that. I think that if you want to work with people, RS is a brilliant one to do, because it's all about people. It's all about what makes people tick. Why do people believe the things they believe? How do beliefs translate into actions? How have people tried to make sense of the world over thousands of years? And then just looking at analytical skills and critical thinking, learning to argue effectively without resorting to attacks or losing your head, engaging sensitively with a wide range of worldviews, including worldviews that you're going to profoundly disagree with, and responding to those sensitively, with nuance, with intelligence. That's quite rare these days, and you've only got to look at social media to see that that's quite rare. So it's very, very important, and it's a big, big part of what we do. So on this slide, I've just got a very brief rundown of what you'll study in the course. And this isn't all of it. This is just some of the highlights. Now, if you're doing GCSE RS, you'll look at this and you'll see one or two things that are perhaps a little bit familiar to you, but most of it won't be. And that's very important, because most of what's in A-level isn't in GCSE. A lot of it is brand new. And that's one of the reasons why it's not necessary to have done GCSE RS to do A-level RS. We have people come to us who haven't done GCSE at all. They maybe haven't done a huge amount of RS ever, really, and they still thrive, because we dive into these subjects, we look at them in depth, we start as beginners and we become experts, and we do it all together. So hopefully, if you're looking at this list and you're thinking, that's something that I'm really interested in, stay with me, because this could be a really good shout for you. Careers. Now, it's okay to not know what you want to do. It's okay to keep an open mind. It's okay to pick a broad range of A-levels, to keep as many of your options open as possible. It's not okay to think that studying RS means that you must want to be a vicar. You'll see that I haven't actually got vicar on this list, but I have got a huge number of other careers on this list. And it's like I was saying before with skills, the skills that you get and the personal development that you will get from studying A-level RS will stand you in good stead for really any of these careers, even in ones that don't appear to be anything to do with religion. So, for example, you might want to work in financial services, you might want to run your own business, you might want to work in government, politics, law, medicine. RS can be a way into all of those. With the right subject combinations, yes, of course, but there's more flexibility than people realise. So hopefully there'll be something up there that maybe you're considering. RS can help to get you there. And then finally, I just want to bust a few myths, because quite a lot of the time I find that RS, religious studies, isn't well understood. People sometimes get the wrong idea about it. So here's 5 myths that I come across a lot and the facts about them. So there's a myth, there's a kind of sense out there that it's a soft option, it's an easy option. It's not. You know, we're engaging with some of the most famous thinkers ever to have lived. Their ideas are complex, they're difficult. We're doing a very deep dive into Christianity, which is an incredibly complicated and rich body of knowledge. So it is hard. It's harder than people think, but there's lots of support available. There's lots of help. It's not only for people who are religious. That's not true at all. It's for anybody who's interested. Having a faith, having a personal faith background is of no real advantage. It's not just for people who did GCSE RS. It's not needed. This is one that comes up a lot. It's not a facilitating subject for universities. That's a myth. That's not true. All UK universities, including Oxford and Cambridge, recognise RS as a rigorous academic subject. They see it as suitable preparation to take on their courses. That's not true of every A-level subject. It is true of most, but not all of them. But it certainly is true of RS. It may not be on a facilitating subject list, but that's because you wouldn't need A-level RS to do a philosophy degree or a theology degree in the way that you would need A-level geography to study geography at degree level. So that's all that that means. But it's definitely seen as a rigorous, well-respected academic subject. And finally, all you do is write essays. That's a myth. Yes, we do write a lot of essays. Your assessments are done by essay. It's all exams, no coursework, but not all of our learning is done through essays. We do it in lots and lots of different ways. And just going back to the top of the table for a second, we help you to write those essays. There's lots of support available to help you get good at doing the kind of essays that are needed to succeed in the exam. So I hope that's been helpful. Just a quick run through some of the facts about GCSE RS, about A-level RS. Please do get in touch if you'd like to know more, and please give it some serious thought. We'd love to have you. Thanks a lot.